What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
Little dog, bro. Imagine you.
I'm not imagining.
Let me finish. Imagine you in the same little shirt you had on at the Wild 'N Out show, Duncan. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
What?
God.
What?
Oh God.
The same little shirt you had on.
Okay.
Wild 'N Out.
All right.
I'm just
All right.
saying, you
All right.
Duncan,
All right. All right.
All right, so clearly his commentary while he was on her podcast, whether he was on her podcast or not, in her face or not, it was what he meant. He said what he meant. So it wasn't, oh, I slipped up, it was a mistake, I shouldn't have said it, blah, blah, blah. It's how he really felt. And here's the thing, because I'm never here to say that anyone deserves to be made to feel uncomfortable because they choose to wear certain types of clothing or whatnot. But we just have to be honest, and this is just how I feel about it, guys. What he said was foul and disgusting. I'm not even going to say that there's a but. No pun intended when I use that word. There is no but with that. What he said was foul, offensive, and disgusting. He's a man of a certain age. She could be his daughter. Let's be clear. So to see her in that way, it is disgusting and it's effed up. And that's how a lot of creepy men think. You don't even need to call him a creepy old man, because they felt that way. And a lot of these guys, they get to a certain age and they don't feel like they are older. They thought that way when they were younger, and then they get up in their 50s, 60s, and they still feel the same way. If they're not respectful when they were younger, they don't grow up in age, I will say, to become respectful. They may become mature and break out of that because of life living and different experiences to mature. But just because you become a certain age does not make you mature. So Shaq, he was a foul, creepy person when he was in his 20s. And now that he's in his whatever age he is, his 50s, he is, 52. He's a foul, creepy 52-year-old. But also, we have to be honest, guys. You're going to attract that type of attention because half of her ass hanging out like that. What type of attention do you really think you're going to get? And unfortunately, she is younger. And unfortunately, we're in this baddies age now, where people like whatever the chick name is, Natalie Nunn, that has a show on the Zeus network called Baddies, which I've never watched, never will watch. And that goes to show you that you can mature, because I remember years ago, I used to watch the Bad Girls Club when it came on the Oxygen network. Now, I will say I didn't watch the later seasons because it really just got to the point where all they were doing was just bamming and just beating chicks down and stuff like that. It wasn't like that in the beginning. It got worse over time. So I don't remember what year I stopped watching the Bad Girls Club, but what Natalie Nunn she has profited off of and is still doing so. And then you've got the Jocelyn Hernandez with the Jocelyn's Cabaret, all of which are just foul and disgusting shows. We just have to be clear on that and be honest about it. That's the type of attention you're going to get. So while I do agree that his comments were distasteful and it made her uncomfortable, but that's the type of attention that she's going to get when back in my day, like, it makes me feel so old because I can remember wearing short shorts but definitely half of my ass cheek was not hanging out. Even if I bent over, it wasn't going to show that much cheek. And that is a lot. So we have to be honest, guys. Like, that is the type of attention you are going to receive when you are showcasing yourself like that. So it's wrong on both. It's wrong on both sides. And I hate to sound like Donald Trump when I say that, because I'm definitely not trying to sound like him. But Shaq said what he meant, and he meant what he said. Whether he's a 22-year-old man or a 52-year-old man, he is that same foul, creepy, drooling over the booty guy that he always was. And he even said that he's probably going to be alone for the rest of his life, because that's just the type of person that he is. He's just an old creep. He was a young creep, and now he's an old creep. But also, Angel, this is clearly the type of attention that she wants. She may not expect to or feel comfortable getting that type of attention from a 52-year-old man like Shaq. Or I would say worse, because at least Shaq has money. And I'm not saying that you should be okay with an old creep that has money groveling over you like that. But you're definitely going to get it from the ones that don't have the money, because they ain't got nothing but time to be out there groveling and creeping and seeing you walk around like that. So if you're out in public and you are like that, you're not going to get that type of attention if you are dressing more conservatively. Let's be real. And I'm not saying you got to walk around wearing a muumuu like Mama from Mama's Family, but if you're going to dress like that, that's the type of attention you're going to get, but also the type of attention that most of the time they want, because they want people to say, oh, she's a baddie, look at that. But then when you get someone that you don't feel comfortable saying it, then you feel weird. You're either going to enjoy it or you're going to feel weird by it, and you're going to change up your attire. Call me what you want, say what you want to say about me. I'm not here to try to make her change her appearance if that's how she wants to go about. But if you have somebody following you from behind with the camera, with the iPhone, whatever, recording you and posting it up on social media, it's because you want that type of attention. And that's just what it's going to be. Period.
That's Dirk, or the U.S. Marshals, and snatched.
In Broward County.
Dirk, that's Florida, right?
Yes. Broward, yes.
Yeah. He'll have his day in court. So we'll see what part he has played in any of this. But that to the side, like I was telling J1 earlier, King Von and
Young
Boy beef wasn't over nothing. It wasn't over absolutely nothing. So it started there for me. I ain't got to get into where everybody came from and what we seen and what we witnessed and who shot and who got killed. Y'all don't be fighting over nothing. That was nothing. So now for that to escalate to the shit we witnessed in the parking lot with Vaughn, and it was going to be carryover from that. We saw Rondo reach out to fucking, what's that, Big U? We just seen him. We seen him for a few years look afraid for his life. We seen this all. So I mean, I don't want to hear we know too much. These niggas is putting it in songs. These niggas is putting it on Instagram Reels. These niggas are detailing and laying these things out. And the cops have always been online since online been there.
True.
They watching. Like, niggas at some point have to hold themselves accountable for the part they play in a designed ecosystem.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. So this is real unfortunate. And these are some of the same details that came up in the YSL case. And these are some of the Rico lady down there said, yo, we coming with Ricos now. Like, if that didn't send a memo to people, hey, we are aggressively targeting y'all entertainers and rappers that are blurring the lines with your companies and your street ties.
I'm on the other edge of this.
Have at it.
And
I'm mad I even got to come in here and talk about some of this shit.
But the only reason I'm on the other edge of this is because we seen, like, from the older artists, right? And we seen and experienced, oh, they not like that, they're not like that, you feel me? And we always hear this, that artist not like that, they not on that. Now you see in a generation where artists are actually doing the things they saying, and it's like, now you have the older artists saying, oh, them niggas are stupid, but
If somebody got to say, yo, don't rent a car in your name and give it to somebody to kill somebody, we pass mentorship.
That's true. Not just that.
We pass
If you're a
mentorship.
real,
One. And two, you talking about it's hard to respect niggas when you got more money and more motion. We've had this talk up here before too. What they're doing in the streets today is going off how many bodies you got. So now you asking, listen to what you asking for old OGs to do. You asking for us to go and insert ourselves in the fray of niggas with 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 bodies.
Yes.
Who is volunteering to do that?
at 18, at 19
Who is
years old.
volunteering to do that? Not I.
Each other senseless killing. I'm with you on that as well. I'm
You
with
ain't
you,
even
Joe.
killing
But
a
then-
nigga in your backyard. You hopping a plane.
No, but bigger than
You
that.
boarding a plane to go and shoot in broad daylight
Yes.
by the mall in LA. By the mall.
I'm with you.
Stop, yo. At some point, adults got to start sounding like adults. I don't want to hear
I agree.
this Teen Summit shit y'all talking
I agree
about.
with you.
The same thing when them niggas got to busing right by the Renaissance Hotel in LA, broad daylight. Broad daylight. My same point about Castanet in Union Square on a Friday, on a much different note, exists here. No, you can't just grab a gun and start shooting in broad daylight with people that don't have nothing to do with y'all beef, your anger, your hurt, your hood problems, your I'm a demon, I seen too much so now I'm a demon. Nigga, then go move that shit somewhere.
I agree with that. And if you're gonna do that, this gonna even sound
Niggas
worse.
been doing that since the beginning of time.
This
And
shit-
that's the point.
this shit
In
is
they
crazy.
hoods and they jungles, niggas is
I
doing
don't
it.
know nothing about nothing. I'm just tired of seeing young, black, successful
Successful
people. Successful people get the opportunity
and lose it.
like that. Like that. Because of where we came from and the things we've endured and experienced. At some point, somebody has to break the cycle.
Now I
So Joe Budden, he was absolutely right when it comes to what he said with regards to Lil Durk, because the fact is these so-called entertainers, it's not even like it used to be many years ago. And it makes me feel old talking about these rappers and this type of stuff, because I'm like, what happened? Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go downhill? Because now it's like this has become a culture of really living this type of life where people are putting hits out on people. They're actually doing the work themselves. They're showcasing this life of opulence and money and cars and jewelry and stacks of cash and all this other stuff on these videos on YouTube and all over social media. And it may be fine, well and dandy when all you have is it affecting black kids that look like them. But it's begun infiltrating other communities, if you get my drift. And that's why this stuff is being cracked down on more so now than ever. And it's going to continue until they get close to eradicating this, because they really just want this stuff to be completely obliterated. I'm going to play this clip. This is actually from New York Undercover. This was from years ago, but this just kind of sums up what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to show the video. I'm just going to play the audio so you can kind of get my drift as to what I'm talking about. And this actually is from an episode from, I believe, season 3 of New York Undercover. And it was about a East Coast, West Coast rapper feud. And you just watch the video so you can see the clips. Again, I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to play the audio, but I'm going to show still footage. And you see what I'm talking about when you look at this, because this is exactly why this is going to be cracked down on more now than ever, because it's affecting their communities. And also, let's be clear, they already don't really want black people to have it like that in the first place, because trust and believe that they really just want black people to make money and have it like that. They would have given reparations a long time ago so that we could not just be on an equal footing, because I don't believe it would make us equal, but it would really help to give us a leg up, whereas people wouldn't feel like they had to or would want to resort to a life of crime in order to live a life that is somewhat prosperous. So just check this out and let me know your thoughts. But I'm just here to say that what Joe Budden said was right. I absolutely agree with him.
The whole house is shaking. We have neighbors, you know. What is that? What is that? That better be fake.
Monster's dead, Mom. I did it for my brother.
Your brother? Well, we're just gonna undo it.
And you got one yourself.
Yes, John. It's a flower. Not monster etched into my flesh. That's not who you are.
In my heart.
Oh, would you please with this crap? And I let you wear those stupid clothes. And I shut my eyes when you started getting all crazy about this gangster rap crap. But it's enough. It stops now.
You're crazy. I mean, the lyrics are mad deep. The crazy metaphors for that life.
Please tell me what's so deep about calling women bitches and whores.
Cause, Mom, there are girls out there who jock a brother for his chips. If the females ain't like that, then they got no reason to bug, do they?
John, could you try to utter just one sentence in English, please?
No, Mom, I'm not trying to hear that noise. I should listen to Cat Stevens say things like bread, groovy, peace. Grandma didn't get you neither. Leave me alone.
No, I'm not gonna leave you alone. This is my house, and I don't want to hear this crap.
Fine.
Listen, all y'all black guys, y'all black women, all y'all people all y'all preachers, there's so many preachers. It's like, yo, when y'all vote for Trump, and if that man win, I remember every last single person that I have come in contact with that said they voting for Trump. And if it ain't right, cuz, I'm gonna remember you. And you're not gonna be black to me no more. At all. You're not gonna be black to me. Don't try to shake my hand. I'm not gonna shake your hand. I'm gonna pray for you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pray for you. And if something was to ever happen to your kids one day and the police do it and they get immunity, I'm not coming to march for you. I'm gonna pray for you and your family because you're the reason why it happened. That's crazy how that shit could really like tip you over in your life for voting for somebody. So everybody go out there and vote for your person. That's all I'm saying. But you vote for the wrong person now.
So Scrappy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, he says a lot of stuff that I'm just not here for, a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, and honestly, a lot of stuff that I don't even listen to. I can't tell you the last time I watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but what I will say is this. What he said was no lies detected, and even though we are literally only a few days away from this upcoming election, I feel like more black men, especially black men like him, need to be standing up or sitting down on camera using their platform to do the exact same thing. And some may say it's a little, bit too late for them to really be speaking up right now, but I don't feel like it's too late, because there are a lot of people that are registered that just simply do not vote. And some people feel like, oh well, it doesn't matter because of the Electoral College. But the Electoral College, even though I do not agree with them even having an Electoral College for the federal elections, because just like local elections, the number of votes is who gets elected, who gets the most votes. It should be the same for the entire country. So while I definitely do agree that the Electoral College should not be in existence, if more people who were registered, or more people did register to vote in a lot of these what they call swing states, not all the swing states are states where it's states where there are not a whole lot of, I won't even just say black people, but not a whole lot of people that are other ethnicities living in them. You have states like Florida, states like North Carolina, like there are a lot of other ethnicities. It's not just the majority white that live in those states. And Texas is like one of the largest states in the country. I would really love to see that state flip, because let's be honest, Texas is a border state. It is predominantly what I believe census surveys don't even really account for a lot of the people that actually are there, because there may be some undocumented because it is a border state, but I do believe that there are a lot of people there that are other ethnicities that just simply do not participate in the census and who don't participate in the elections. But what happens, it really affects more so people of color than it does the Caucasians. And I hate to even keep saying the majority, because let's be clear, a lot of the reasons why they are doing the things that they're doing is because the numbers are dwindling. You really think that the Roe v. Wade overturning had anything to do with morals or their Christian values? How are you going to have Christian values about wanting to save the life of an unborn child, but the people that are here, if they don't look like you, if they don't live like you could care less about them. So there's no real love involved there. It's all about, I wouldn't even say hidden agendas. It's agendas. It's not about the Bible, because this is not even a Christian nation. But Scrappy didn't say any lies there. And I really, would love for them to just call specifics by names, who they know are out here spewing this garbage, like the Dr. Umar Johnsons, Tariq Nasheeds, and others. Lord Jamar, I think he was another one. These people that are like, oh, I'm offended by Barack Obama speaking to black men like he spoke. Like, get over it. Get over it. I'm not here to defend Barack Obama and his speech or how he spoke to or whatever, but if what he said was the truth, it's just the truth. And don't leave it. Take it. Take it. Because nothing that Donald Trump is doing or trying to enact is going to benefit these black men. And that's what I don't understand when they get out here to spew the nonsense about, you ain't going to get nothing for that voting for Kamala. You ain't going to get nothing. They just hate this woman because she is a woman, and she is a woman of color. She may not be black. I don't care. But she's definitely biracial. She's not a Caucasian woman. She is a woman, and they hate that. They hate that she is a strong woman with intelligence, with experience, with knowledge, and is able to get the job done. So I'm happy to hear what Little Scrappy had to say. You let me know what you think. And listen, just wanted to throw this in there. Melania cannot stand Donald Trump. And the fact that she has showed up to, maybe out of all of the speeches, out of all of the events that he has had, I would say maybe 3 to 5 events that he has had this entire election cycle. She may have shown up to about 3 to 5. Definitely can count on one hand the amount of them that she has showed up to. Do you know that she gets paid 6 figures, about $200,000 or more, just to show up to those events when she speaks? The other ones, when she's not speaking, she's not there. She can't stand that man. And I feel the same way. I just cannot stand him. And that's one of the main reasons why I am not wanting to see this man return in office. He was propped up by the executive producers of The Apprentice. Like, did you know that not too long after The Apprentice ended was when he launched his bid for the presidency? Like, did you know that? And The Apprentice was a fraud. He is not a successful businessman. And these people who keep saying that he was the reason people had money when he was in office, people was doing well. No, they weren't. Not because of him. Stimulus checks, government loans, PPP, all of that different type of stuff like that. He is not the reason. First of all, he and his buddies, they did not want people to get unemployment checks like they got. The Democrats were the reason that happened, but people don't give them credit. Neither do the Democrats speak up about that enough. So really, I kind of blame them that they did not blow the trumpet. They did not speak through the bullhorns. They did not publish articles. They did not make the media rounds to dispute and debunk those lies. But here we are now, people saying, well, when Trump was in office, we had more money in our pockets. Lies. The lies you tell. The lies you tell. They were saying that if people were getting unemployment checks like that, they would not have any incentive to go back to work. Now, I ain't even gonna lie, there are some people, not many, but there are some people who did kind of take on that moniker of, well, shoot, if I can live like this and stay at home and just get unemployment checks, then why am I going to go back to work? So yeah, there were some people who kind of flipped the way they were living and just kind of got lazy, but that was not the majority of the people. So I'm not even going to say that. But yeah, some things changed, but mostly for the benefit of the large corporations who did not want to continue to operate in these big offices, paying these big amounts of rent when they could still accomplish the duties that they needed to accomplish by having people work from home. But this ain't even about that. This is about Melania's hatred for Donald Trump. Look at her. She can't stand this dude. She cannot stand him. And he is such a liar and a fraud, and him kissing on her, holding her hand. She was like, you are not going to touch these lips, okay? You are not going to touch these lips. I'll give you a cheek. I'd rather give you an ass cheek, but here's the cheek on the face. Here's this one. Here's this one. And and let's be done with this. I've fulfilled my contract. I've fulfilled my duties. The money has already hit my account because I made sure it hit my account before I even showed up here. And my stylist that is paid, I believe, about $180,000 a year to style me, got the duty done. So I'm dressed to impress. And let's get this over with because I can't stand you. I can't stand being around you. I want to go back to my home and you go to wherever you're going after this is done. I'm done. This woman cannot stand Donald Trump. So the fact that people want to see him in office for another 4 years, that is a cult. That is the definition of a cult. People who are continuing to feed off of the garbage, the lies that he spills out of his trash mouth and think that he is going to be good for the country. You're crazy. She don't even like him. And I'm not even trying to sound prejudiced or anything like that, but I'm just going to be honest. And I know people who are from other places, they still keep sort of an accent. But why is this woman's accent so strong? Like, it's hard to even understand what she is saying a lot of times. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just being honest. I know people who are from other countries who come here and they speak English and they still have their accents, but this woman is like, what the hell? Really? Like, what is that? And the nerve of this dude wanting to send legal immigrants. We're not talking about people who have come into this country illegally. He wants to send legalized, visa holding, some green card holding immigrants back to where they came from. You can't stand immigrants, but you and your vice president choice are married to them. Get the heck up out of here. Married to them, married to the families that come from other countries. And Donald Trump's family came from another country. Drumpf was the real name. They changed it to Trump, and it should be Trash. But yeah, Melania can't stand Donald, so I'm just ready to be done with him, just like she is. So you let me know what you think about Melania's hatred for Donald Trump. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.